Namaste. The 8th shloka of Soundarya Lahari. Sudha Sindhor Madhye Suravita Pivati Parivrite Manidvipe Nipo Pavanavati Chintamanigrhe Shivakare Manche Paramashiva Paryanka Nilayam Bhajanti Tvam Dhanyaha Katichana Chidananda Laharim. In the 7th shloka, Kvanat Kanchi Dama, the goddess form is described, whereas in the 8th shloka, her residence is described. Lord Vishnu has one loka, which is Vaikuntha Lokam. Lord Shiva has one loka, which is Kailasha Lokam. Whereas goddess has two lokas, Brahmanda Lokam and Manidvipam. Brahmanda Loka is on the peak of Meru peak, around which planets they revolve. All the planets revolve around Meru peak, the Brahmanda Loka where goddess is situated. In Lalita Sahasranamam it is stated, Sumeru Madhya Sringastha Shriman Nagaranayika, the capital of Brahmanda Loka and Manidvipa are Sripura or Srinagar. And she is reigning supreme as the queen on Meru peak because she is surrounded by three lokas, that is Vishnu Loka, Shiva Loka and Brahma Loka. And she is in the central peak. She is in all supremacy over there as a queen, as an authority. Whereas in Manidvipam, that is an island in the middle of an ocean full of amritam, ambrosia, honey, nectar. Sudha Sindhor Madhye Suravita Pivati Parivrite Manidvipe Nipo Pavanavati Chintamanigrhe. Manidvipe is situated in Sudha. Sudha means honey ocean. And Nipo Pavanavati. Nipa trees is Kadamba trees. Kadamba trees, as you all know, Kadamba Vanavriksham is goddess' favorite trees. She is very happy to roam around in Kadamba forest. Wherever there are Kadamba trees, you can feel goddess is there. Even in Madurai, the Sthala Vriksham is Kadambam. Madurai, it is Kadambam. And in Tripura Sundari Ashtakam of Adi Shankaracharya, Kadamba Vanavasinim, Kanaka Vallaki Dharinim, he has described goddess in the Kadamba Vanavasinim. She resides in the Kadamba forest with Kanaka Vallaki Dharinim. She is holding a golden veena in her hands. As Rajashamala, he has described goddess as Rajashamala in Tripura Sundari Ashtakam. So she is residing in Manidvipa. That is a beautiful island. Durvasa Maharshi, sage Durvasa, has described extensively about this island in Aryad Vishati. Also there is a lot of description about this island in Lalitopakhyanam. Whereas in this particular shloka, 8th shloka, Adi Shankaracharya has mentioned the trees that are there in the Manidvipam and also the Chintamanigrham. So here it is not described so fully, it's briefly indicated, and it will take a lot of time to go into too much description. It's so beautiful. Actually, as you enter the ocean, you will see the glittering palace. The palace built of beautiful sparkling gems, mainly Navaratnas and Chintamani gem. It's a very rare gem. So the entire house, the palace, is sparkling amidst thick foliage of trees, forest. It seems the palace is surrounded by forests. As you enter the fortress, you have to cross lot of forests of Kadamba trees. And there are 5 types of Kadamba trees, that is Mandaram, Parijatam, Santanam, Harichandanam and Kalpakam. These are the 5 varieties of Kadamba trees, and it seems Kadamba trees has the power to attract moisture from above in the form of rain. It seems Kadamba makes the rain fall, and same way if we meditate on Kadamba, we are able to get our wishes granted, like how Kadamba attracts moisture. By meditating on Kadamba trees, we are able to attract the fulfillment of our wishes. That is the belief. So you enter the Kadamba forest, and as you enter, you will come across so many beautiful streams, lakes, rivers, lovely, beautiful breeze, and variety of colorful, exotic, celestial, rare plants, trees, and shrubs and flowers there. And as you go, you have to travel a lot inside. It's not ordinary palaces itself have so much of land. You can imagine Manidvipa as you travel across so much. Then you will come across manicured gardens, that is man-made parks. Those days itself, I don't know, it is mentioned like that. There are manicured man-made parks of Kadamba trees again. It's predominantly Kadamba trees. She is Kadamba Vanavasini. All the 5 varieties of Kadamba trees, man-made parks. And as you cross even these manicured parks and beautiful lawns and all that, you come across the blinding light of the sparkling palace. All the gems and metals ranging from iron to gold, all kinds of varieties of metals are used in the construction of this palace and embedded with rare gems, beautiful gems, Navaratnas, and mainly Chintamani gems. And as you enter, even before entering, you will find a large canal that is surrounding the palace. This canal is filled with blooming lotuses, so many lotuses all over in the canal. The palace is actually surrounded. You can't even find the canal because it's filled with lotuses, all blooming in a constant state of bloom there. And then you enter the palace. And inside the palace, you won't find the goddess sitting in the open royal court. Usually you will find VVIPs, everyone who you want to meet in that drawing room. You don't go inside the bedroom to meet them. You sit there, or first you will have a waiting area, then you are taken to meet them in the open court. But in the case of goddess, she is not there in the open court. She is in the innermost apartment, in the core of the palace. She is sitting on a 4-legged couch. That is a huge, beautiful seat that is held with 4 legs, and those 4 legs are interpreted as Shiva, as Rudra, Maheshwara, Vishnu, and Brahma. Those are the 4 legs, and the seat that is held by these 4 legs is the form of Lord Shiva himself. Shiva himself, he forms the seat on which goddess is not sitting again. Again, it is Kameshwara, Lord Shiva in the form of Kameshwara, he is seated there, and on his lap, goddess Kameshwari, mother goddess in the form of Kameshwari, she is sitting on his lap. So this is the description. So she is not sitting directly on the seat. On the seat is a divine consort, Kameshwara. On Kameshwara's lap is Kameshwari. What is Kameshwara and Kameshwari? They are in a state of Shringaram. Here, romance has to be interpreted not in a physical sense, not like we, in nowadays world, how we view romance. It's not that. Shringara has a very deep meaning. It is the meeting of the Kundalini Shakti, the serpent power, the coiled serpent power that is at the base of the spine, which rises up to meet Lord Shiva. That is a union. That is the Shiva Shakti union, the Prakriti Purusha union. So one has to view this with a deep sense of meaning. Because it's Shringaram nowadays can be interpreted in so many ways, which doesn't at all have anything to do with what I am talking about here. Shringaram is a very spiritual, has a spiritual meaning, so they both, Lord Shiva and goddess, they are in the form of Kameshwara and Kameshwari here, in the innermost apartment of Manidvipa, Chintamani Griham, inside Chintamani Griham. So this is the entire description of the shloka. The last line, Bhajanti tvam dhanyaha katichana chidananda laharim. Bhajanti tvam dhanyaha. I mean, those who can visualize and meditate goddess like how she has been described in the shloka. That is why it is important to combine 7th and 8th shlokas. First you think of her form and then how she is residing. Where is her residence? You have to imagine and visualize the ocean of nectar, that is Sudha, Samudram, and then the Manidvipa island, how it is filled with Kadamba trees, streams, lakes, rivers, and that canal with full of lotuses, and then you enter the sparkling, that shining, beautiful palace. The palace is shining so much, the palace itself is shining so much. How about the goddess? How much she should be illuminating? I mean, through herself. She must be self-effulgent. So you have to visualize all these things. If you are able to do this, Katichana means very few will be able to actually effectively visualize and meditate like this. So if you are able to do this, Chidananda Laharim. Here Adi Shankaracharya has described goddess as not in a, Saguna form. He hasn't described her like that. He has described her as Chidananda Laharim, means she is ocean of bliss. She is waves of bliss. Chidananda Lahari means waves. So if very few are able to visualize and meditate like this, if they are able to do, they are able to attain waves of bliss. That is the entire meaning of the shloka. Actually, by goddess Kameshwari seated on God Kameshwara's lap itself, it is Kameshwara is the truth. That is the Atman. That is the truth, and she is ocean of bliss. So the truth and bliss together, the conjoining of these two is Shringara. So if you are able to feel this also while visualizing the shloka, then you will be able to attain Chidananda Lahari. That is the ocean. You will feel the bliss. That is the ultimate, actually. So what are the benefits of the shloka? Freedom from imprisonment, debts, if you have any debts, even that you will be able to free yourself from. And then you will be able to really cure any vastu dosha you have in your house. And you will be able to go to beautiful places. If you want to go to some resort or somewhere, if you are not able to go, you will find that resort within yourself. It's ultimately what you create within yourself that matters. Yeah. Thank you.